Isn't it amazing if it's one of our kids that gets kidnapped, especially if it's God, I hate to say this, but if it's a little black girl, forget about it. That seems to be the deal in this country. If it's a little black girl, forget it. I think, racism is overused, but boy, if you're a little white girl, the media goes crazy. Everybody's upset. Of course, they never find you, or they never find out who killed you. But if it's something involving the government, if you do something they find you within 10 minutes. Isn't it amazing? If it's one of us, forget about it. If it's our kids, forget about it. If it's our wives forget about it. But if something is done to the government, man, in 5 minutes they have the problem solved. They have the case closed, and you're in jail. And you know what? And the people they catch never get to talk to the media. You notice that? Noriega never talked. These people never talk. It's fascinating.
We've got quite a list of them. And speaking of Nancy Grace, I hear she's got quite a thing for you, man, Cal. And just don't go there, all right? I'm warning you. We've kind of been doing a running joke throughout our program today. When we start getting into serious news, we just go, Sarah Palin. We just start throwing in Sarah Palin, which has completely taken over the entire news cycle. There is no recession. There is no coming depression. There are no wars. There is no loss of liberty. Sarah Palin has gone rogue and, of course, agrees with everything Mitt Romney says. You're in Chicago, which is interesting because we also did a little story on Chicago thuggery and politics today. And, you talk openly about Obama and about, criticize the president, which obviously makes you a racist and a terrorist and everything else under the sun. How do you get away with it, and how do your listeners, your local listeners in Chicago, respond to telling the truth about Obama?
Well, look, I was at the taping. I was there. I saw Sarah. She's really such a disingenuous person. Now, I've known women like Sarah. I'm a church-going guy. These are the women that walk over. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you who Sarah Palin is. I missed last Sunday, and I went to church 2 days ago, and I walk in, and a lady comes over, a very sweet lady, comes over with a smile on her face. We missed you last Sunday. Now, look, in Hebrew, Satan means the accuser. And this woman, it was nothing about her missing me. It was all about control. And if you look at Sarah Palin, and look, there's a lot to... Sarah Palin is likable on many levels. I want to say that. But
I like Fargo, too, actually.
Okay. What she says is so hateful, but yet when anyone says anything to her, she is offended, and she writes vicious things in her book. I've read the book. She writes vicious things on her Twitter account. And then if anyone says anything to Sarah, she's so shocked. It really is the Dana Carvey church lady character. And it's the same thing with this Carrie Prejean, who I interviewed. Again, stacks of pornos, a party girl. If you say anything to her, though, she's very offended. I think a lot of it is phony baloney, but then again, I'm able to see through the BS, and I think a lot of America isn't. As far as Obama, I knew Barry Obama when he was a community organizer. I knew Barry Obama before he was our president. I told people what we were going to get, and I have to say that it's far worse than I thought it was going to be. Nobody in Chicago is surprised. Nobody in Chicago is surprised. This is thuggery. This is the mob mentality of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel, and the rest. All this stimulus money, it was revealed, went to District 18 and District 32. There is no District 18. There is no District 32.
It was just a clerical error, man. It wasn't a slush fund. No, it couldn't be that.
I had ABC reporters and CBS reporters on today, and they said, well, it may have just been an error. $32 million to District 42 in Arizona. There's no District 42.
Just a handful of people actually run everything. That's true. It's provable. It's not I'm not a conspiracy nut. Provable. Handful, very small elite run and own these corporations, which include the mainstream media. I have this feeling who's ever elected president, like Clinton was, no matter what your promises you promise on the campaign trail, blah, 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 when you win, you go into this smoky room with the 12 industrialist, capitalist scumfolks who got you in there, and you're in this smoky room, and this little film screen comes down, and a big guy in a cigar, roll the film. And it's a shot of the Kennedy assassination from an angle you've never seen before. It looks suspiciously off the grassy knoll. And then the screen goes up, and the lights come up, and they go to the new president. Any questions? Just what my agenda is. First we bomb Baghdad. You got it.
Hey, Jack, I was listening here to your show, and that soundbite you played before you came back on, I remember watching Gary Hart. Gary Hart was going to be president, remember? And I clearly remember Gary Hart being interviewed by Dennis Miller on some old TV show. Dennis Miller, who I flush more personality than that guy. If you ever met Dennis Miller, what a...
I hate him. No, I shouldn't say that, but...
No. You know what? I mean...
He's as bad as Howard Dean, in my opinion, but go ahead.
You know, Dennis is a very, I don't know, I need my thesaurus here to come up with a very lengthy group of words that mean nothing
I went and saw him once. I went
smart
and saw
people
him
laugh.
once, man, Cal, and went to one of his shows in Rhode Island under the tent, and it wasn't sold out, so he refused to go on. Okay, that says it all. Go ahead.
No, bad guy, but forget Dennis Miller. Here's the point. This guy comes on, Gary Hart, and he says, look, I was put in a room, and they told me, he goes, I always believed as a kid that, you know, if I became president, I'd be able to change the world. He goes, when it looked like I was going to win, I was put in a room, and they told me exactly how it was going to be, and he said, I realized that being president meant nothing. Dennis Miller told a stupid joke. They changed the subject. Years later, I got a radio show. I'll never forget that moment. Maybe some of your listeners remember it, and I had Gary Hart on, and he denied it. There's no doubt in my mind that happened, and I believe, you know, look, Obama's the ultimate puppet. If you're sitting in front of Obama, and I've spent many hours with the man, hours with the man on a one-to-one basis. If you're a Muslim, he's Muslim. If you're Christian, he's Christian. If you're conservative, he's conservative. If you're anti-abortion, he's anti-abortion. Here is a man that was abandoned by two fathers. His atheist mother abandoned him. And if you've ever known anybody like that, children of alcoholics, children that were abandoned, they're everything to everybody. They just want to be loved. This guy is the perfect guy to be president because he's nothing. He's a puppet. He's a mirror. When you look at him, he's whatever you want him to be. And he is controlled by very powerful forces and very crooked forces. And they are having a ball. They're having so much fun plundering our country. They created the problem. They control the stock market. I love this. I don't know. You know, as I look around at the stores being boarded up, they say 10%. I say 17 to 22% unemployment. And they tell me everything's fine. And the stock market is up. Did you see that? Everything's fine. The stock market's up.
Sarah Palin, yes.
just in time for Christmas. It's ridiculous. And I just remember, and this before you went to break, Dylan Ratigan, Kudlow, Kramer, separately, not together, they're lovers, but separately, I'm kidding. But all of these experts all laughed at me about where we were headed and where we weren't going to have double-digit unemployment and that gold would never see $2,000 an ounce. We are going to see gold at $2,000 an ounce, and unemployment is far beyond the 10% that Obama's telling us.
Hey, beware, because Bernanke came out today and said he's going to save the dollar. The plunge protection team is on the loose. So let that be a lesson to you folks out there. I mean, it may get to 2,000 for gold, but they're giving it away to the Taliban now. It's another story we reported today. Mancow, we have this trial coming up. They're going to take the Gitmo, the KSMs up to Chicago, then they're going to ship them over to New York, according to Eric Holder, blocks away from the scene of the crime, and they're going to try them in a civil court. I know that, you at first were not, real accepting of some of the 9/11 quote-unquote truths and conspiracy theories. Where are you at now? Because nobody seems to have been indicted for these crimes, and the people that were incompetent on our side of the government were all promoted. Does somebody ever become accountable for this?
Well, let me say that I broke news today on my show. We had on Senator Dan Rutherford, and I don't know that this has been reported mainstream, but they are, for some of the Guantanamo Bay prisoners, building, oh boy, this is such a huge subject, but quickly, they are building tribunals. We are going to have Nuremberg trials in America. This is a disaster.
In civil courts or in military courts?
Well, they're building a special court. He didn't specify, and it's going to be near the prison in Illinois. And let me say something, because I think this is so huge. I did radio in San Francisco. I blocked off the Bay Bridge to make fun of Bill Clinton. It cost me $2.5 million. I was a convicted felon. I had to spend 100 hours picking up trash. A convicted public nuisance. And around this time, I went through a huge empty prison right outside of San Francisco. This prison has been sitting empty in Illinois, several blocks from where I broadcast. First, the Merchandise Mart, which was owned by the Kennedy family, and now the WLS ABC studios, famous buildings in Chicago. I'm going to put this together, I promise. Stick with me. They had big city exercises where actors were part of it. They hired an old girlfriend that was an actress, a friend of mine, a lover, and they hired people to play American citizens. And they came up out of the lake in Chicago. They did military exercises, and the people the actors were told to say to the military, "We're Americans. We're Americans. We have rights. We have Americans." And the soldiers were taught to ignore them. I've been through 2 empty prisons prisons. And I've always wondered, why does America have all these empty prisons? Now, every night on the news in Chicago and every major city, you find out that they have to let go of the pedophiles, they have to let go of killers, they have to let go of bad people because the prisons are overcrowded. The prisons are overcrowded. The prisons are overcrowded.